Hello dear friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in today's lecture we are going to learn about the differences between the ionic bond and the covalent bond one. So in the previous lectures you have learned about in detail about the ionic bond and the covalent bond one. So links are given in the description, you can refer that, then you will understand the differences one. So we will start with the first difference. The first difference is that during the formation of your ionic bond, the contributing atom always have a large difference in the electronegativities values one. Is it right? Then and then only your ionic bond will be formed. What about the covalent bond? We know that generally your contributing atom in the covalent bond formation have same or nearly same electronegativity values one. So that was the first difference in the ionic bond and the covalent bond one. Then the next difference that we have to consider, so this bond is generally formed by the transfer of a electron between the contributing atoms one. Is it right? Then and then only your ionic bond formation will take place. Now what about the covalent bond formation? We know that this bond is generally formed by the sharing of a electrons between your contributing atoms one. So that was your second point that I have written here one. Then the next third point, during the formation of your ionic bond, generally the ions are formed one as the electrons are transferred. So we will obtain the ions, that is cations and the anions one. Okay, cation is positive charge, anion is negative charge one. Now what about the covalent bond? We know that during the formation of the covalent bond, there will be the no formation of your ions one. The next difference that we are going to consider is this bond is formed by the different types of the atoms only one. Generally your ionic bond is formed by the different types of the atoms only. For example, NaCl is formed by Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. Now this is another example, CaCl2. It is formed by the one calcium atom and the two chlorine atom one. Both are different. Then FeCO3. So now next, so during the formation of your ionic bond, one contributing atom must have the low ionization energy while the other contributing atom must have the high electron affinity. Now what about the covalent bond? Here the one contributing atom must have high ionization energy while the other contributing atom must have low electron affinity one. So that was the difference between the ionic bond and the covalent bond one. Here high ionization energy, low electron affinity. So this is the condition for the transfer of the electrons one. Okay, now here again high ionization energy but low electron affinity one. Okay, so obviously there will be the sharing of the electron takes place. Now next difference that we have to consider is the ionic bond formed from your ionic compounds generally shows the electric conductivity property one. Okay, we know that whenever any ionic compound dissolve in water or any other suitable solvent, okay, it will form the ions, and that ions are responsible for the electric conductivity one. Now what about the covalent compound? Generally the covalent compound which is formed from your covalent bond do not shows the electric conductivity, as though they dissolve in the water, they dissolve in the form of its molecules one, they will not dissociate into the ions, that's why they do not show the electric conductivity. The next point that we have to consider, the ionic compound formed from your ionic bond have a high melting point and the boiling point as compared to your covalent compound one. Now what about the covalent compound or covalent bond one? Now here your covalent compound formed from your covalent bond have a low melting point and the boiling point as compared to your ionic compounds one. So now next difference, generally your ionic bonds are non-directional in nature and hence they do not shows any specific geometry one. Now what about the covalent compound? We know that the covalent bonds are directional in nature and hence the covalent compound shows a specific geometry to that molecule one. For example, methane shows tetrahedral geometry. Okay, we have studied the different geometries one. Then next, the ionic compounds formed from your ionic bonds generally found in solid state only. For example, your NaCl, NH4Cl, okay, they both are in solid state. What about the covalent compounds? The covalent compound is generally formed by your covalent bond found in solid, liquid and the gaseous states also. Okay, so the covalent bond can be present in all the three states. Now next, during the formation of your ionic bond, the contributing atom achieve the stable noble gas electronic configuration by transferring one or more electrons one. Now what about the covalent compound? Here, during the formation of your covalent bond, the contributing atom achieve the stable noble gas electronic configuration by mutual sharing of a one or more electrons one. Next, here the bond pair of your ionic bond does not have the equal claim by your contributing atom one. Now what about the covalent bond? Obviously the bond pair of your covalent bond have a equal claim by the contributing atoms one. So this is about the differences between your ionic bond and the covalent bond one. So thanks for watching this video. See you in my next video.